Hello everybody, it's Star Raptor here, and this is another episode of This Week in Star Wars Canon. Now every week you guys know the drill, I go over all the continuity ranging from the TV series, to the comics, to the novels, and to the video games. And with this week, we had a slim week. We only had one comic, but we did have the continuation of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin. Obi-Wan and Anakin. I really like that cover. You see Darth Vader's helmet, Palpatine, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. You know, the transformation of Anakin into Vader really starts off in this comic. So, with issue number 4, the penultimate issue, we have basically this cliffhanger that number 3 left us at, where Anakin is actually being held prisoner by Kalara and Mother Tana or whatever. They're part of the Open group. So he got knocked out. They took him hostage because he's really good at fixing things. And as we know on the planet Calendor 5 or 4 rather, they have a lot of technology that's all broken down from this continual war between the closed and the open factions. So they bring him back to their mountain base, and he's able to repair their like big mech titan things that are gonna pretty much help the open destroy the rest of the closed on this planet. So that is where Anakin's at. And then Obi-Wan, he was in the airship along with the male member of the open group, or the closed group rather, and he's actually they plummet to the surface after the open shoot him down, and they are being surrounded by these creatures, and Obi-Wan fends them off, and then they find the distress beacon, which is the whole reason why Obi-Wan and Anakin went there. So Obi-Wan says, you know, the best way to find Anakin is to find a distress beacon, because most likely he'll be able to make his way to there and they can meet up. So they go to the beacon, and basically the guy that was helping out Obi-Wan gets shot and killed by this other guy who turns out to be like a scavenger who has hoarded up all these artifacts and stuff from the golden age of this society before they started warring with each other. So that is pretty much, we find out why they were sent to the planet. This guy, his name is Sarah, wants to basically, you know, reunite both sides, although it's kind of impossible, but he sends up these kites every once in a while that, you know, the other people call it sky gifts, to kind of try to make them change their mind and all. And so that was basically the story, is we're on the brink of war. You know, the open are going to head to the distress beacon, and the closed are going to be there. It's going to be one big battle for issue number 5. But that wasn't all we had in the plot, because as you know, what really makes this arc really great with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin is they have those awesome flashback sequences. So in this issue, we had more of a conversation with Palpatine and Anakin, and you know, it just goes to show you how devious Palpatine is with, you know, laying the foundations for what their relationship is going to end up being in Revenge of the Sith when he ends up going over to the dark side. So that's really neat. But what really intrigued me is how his interaction was with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin's. We see in that flashback he's at the temple, and Anakin actually leaves the order. He actually gives his lightsaber over to Obi-Wan, and you know, obviously Obi-Wan's going to say, "Are you sure about this?" And you know, Anakin says yes, and he gives his lightsaber to Obi-Wan. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any continuity ranging from the next issue, with if this will continue with something else. But if you remember in issue number 1, about halfway through the issue, we see that Obi-Wan gives Anakin that very same lightsaber back to him, because he says you might need this to defend yourself even if you want to leave anyway. So it's really cool seeing things come around full circle now, for sure. But yeah, this is a good issue. Positives I have are, first of all, in the beginning of the issue, we see Obi-Wan scaring those creatures, those monsters away with his lightsaber just by slicing the stalactite, and they all look at it like, oh man, he's got that crazy weapon. We don't want to mess with him, and they all just kind of let Obi-Wan and the other guy free. Also, I thought it was really cool seeing those mechs that the Open are going to be using against the closed. Those look really I don't know how they're going to deal with those machines, that's for sure. And also going on the Palpatine exchange, Palpatine and Anakin's exchange, with Palpatine specifically pointed out about how he can't be like a dictator, because Anakin says, who are we going to have to punish the senators that are corrupt? And Anakin says, oh, can't the Jedi go and arrest them? But then Palpatine saying, you know, it's a whole Senate, so you have to make an agreement. There isn't one person that could be a dictator. And it's just kind of really funny because we all know where this goes. So, and yeah, I just really thought that was a crucial part in the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, was with Anakin just handing over the lightsaber to Obi-Wan, and just, you know, this is his first step to the dark side. He's probably going to figure out some of his power, and, well, I don't know how long he's going to leave the Order. I'm guessing it was not too long, but, you know, we'll get a definite answer in issue number 5, I'm pretty sure, when it wraps up the whole miniseries. Also, I really like the wildlife on this planet. I think the creatures have great design. We have the fishers, which look like the undead, and then we had these like dragon-looking things that were in this issue. So, yeah, I really like how they're fleshing out, you know, the environments and everything else, along with the buildings. And this stood out to me as the biggest thing in this entire issue, was maybe a possible tease for our first look at Darth Revan in canon. Now, I mentioned before that Obi-Wan goes and sees the guy that lit the distress signal, Sarah. He's stockpiled all of the artifacts and whatnot, and it looks like he stumbled upon some kind of holo recording, because he shows Obi-Wan, he says, you know, I found something that shows a very powerful warrior using a light sword and stuff, and she right in the picture there. That looks very, very familiar to somebody we know in Legends. So, guys, please tell me, do you think this is Darth Revan? I think it might be, and I think this is our first tease. I mean, he's got to come into canon, because we already have Darth Bane. I mean, it was said before that he might have gotten introduced during the Mortis arc, but they took him out at the last minute, Lucas did. So, yeah, I'm all for seeing Revan, for sure. Yeah. But as far as this issue goes, yeah, really good, really enjoyable. So if you guys been reading Obi-Wan and Anakin, let me know in the comment sections below. What other comics have you guys really enjoyed so far? Just let's continue the discussion in the comment section below. You can hit that thumbs up symbol if you like the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my content, because I also have other cool things, such as my Rebels Season 2 review. So that's going to be it for me, Star Raptor. You can follow me on Twitter at Star Raptor, as well as like my Facebook page at Star Raptor. Thanks for watching, guys, and may the Force be with you.